Hey everybody, welcome to the OG Loko and Nighthawk show. This is your host Nighthawk. Today I'm playing Gears of War 4 on Insane. Starting midway through the prologue, just because my recorder crapped out on me periodically. So I salvaged what I could, and I really didn't feel like playing through it again on Insane because it sucks. I cut out a lot of my failures, but there's a lot still there. So this has you in front of the House of Sovereigns, and you are defending it while Colonel Hoffman and Anya and Lieutenant Kim, I think is his rank, I'm not sure his rank, are inside getting something. I'm not sure what they're there for. I think it has something to do with the Hammer of Dawn, but I'm not sure. So you're defending with the Hammer of Dawn right now against a horde of boomers and locusts and soon-to-be reavers coming up here. There are a couple of collectibles in here. I don't think I have my recording of getting it, but about where that reaver is, there is a small building. You can kind of see the roof of it there. There is a collectible in there, so as you're on your way, you have to fight up the street. Want to make a quick pit stop. Probably not do that on insane difficulty. Kind of sucks to do it that way, but if you fancy a challenge. So then there's a second one. If I get a good shot here, I should be able to show you. It's going to be to the right of my character here on the other side of this fountain. It's kind of in a little hidey hole spot, which looks like I'm not going to get that chance. This is the cutscene right in that corner there. I'll put a little marker or something here behind on the cutscene right before this guy gets torched. And then we hear Jin giving her Locust War speech. She's not a nice lady. It's not even much of a spoiler. You kind of figure that out right from the get-go. But so this is Anvil Gate, and you actually did play through this on Gears of War 3, and you're almost going through the exact same thing. But I think it's a few hours after the fact, so they've rebuilt what defenses they could, and are still holding out against the locusts. I thought this was a really cool way of like introducing everybody to the series. You have this really cool prologue. To be honest, my favorite part I don't have recorded here. It's got you're fighting the UIR, which was the guys that the COG was fighting beforehand. Oh, I think there's a collectible. Yep, COG tags over here. So as soon as you start up on this, there's a COG tag right there. So that's an easy collectible to pick up. I think I scope around for some ammo and stuff because I am playing this on Insane, which can be a bit of a bitch, but it's still fun. And I've made a point. I try to get every single player achievement for these games. Like the multiplayer ones, I know I'm probably not going to get, but the single player ones I do strive to get. I try to get all the collectibles, try to beat it on all the difficulty levels, that sort of thing. There's like only a few that I am missing across the whole series. So we're cut through here. And in Gears of War 3 you fought on a similar platform. It might be the same one, but I'm not sure. Too much has changed. But so after I shoot these guys off, you originally in Gears 3 you held off against the Locust still. So pretty much the same thing is happening here, but you're holding off against them. At this, well, I didn't cut out all my deaths apparently. Sorry. But I don't know. This was a very good intro into the series. It's a good. The whole game is really good. the Gears franchise is one of my favorite series for the Xbox. I mean, a lot of people put it up there with, at least for Microsoft titles, it's up there with Halo and things like that. So it's in Halo, Forza, Gears. It's like the Microsoft triple threat there. And it's just I don't know. I just like the series. I mean, you got a chainsaw bayonet. What could go wrong with if you got a shooter? You want it to be, meaty and gory. So just cleared through that. Killed off the wretches. I think I actually cut scenes there because I died like 20 times right here. Got really, really frustrated, and you guys are just seeing my more successful runs. I'm really, really god awful. Like, I think I missed so many times with that freaking boom shot. All you need to do at this point is get across that opening there and get to the troika turn at the other. Well, it's not even a troika. I think it's 4 lancers lashed together and made into a turn at this point. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to. If I get to that, then you can trigger the cutscene. You're pretty much golden once you hit that spot. So I peppered a bunch of grenades. Hopefully that cleared everything off enough for me to make it to the other side. God damn. More boomer ammo. Ow. So Gears has had this is the 5th entry into the series, although I would think a lot of people probably don't count Judgment. Judgment's not a horrible game, but it is a definite low mark in the series. And the series has had some pretty big ups and downs, like story-wise, that hasn't always been the greatest. But this one was, I think, really well made, well written. The story kept you interested. And there's some shaky points for me, for sure, but without spoiling anything for anybody, there was, like, I had a theory about how the what are they called now? Shit, it was in Gears of War 2. Sires, that's what they're. The Sires from Gears of War 2, which don't really play any role after that point. I had a theory that they might have had something to do with the Swarm, because, a lot of them were in those little stasis pod things, and maybe they were isolated from this countermeasure that was just launched on them all. But doesn't seem like they play any real role into things, which is fine. The Swarm itself was, I like the differences that the Swarm has compared to the Locust, but there's a lot of similarities, and you'll see why. Which was a little bit disappointing to me, but it was still, there's other things that they added into the story that explain other events that are really, really cool, and I'm really interested to see how they take them and how far they go with them. So it was pretty. Overall, I really liked this game. Like, I didn't do any recordings or anything of it beforehand. I just started it, put the disc in, and just played until I beat the entire game, because I had to do it. I wasn't going to get distracted. So anyway, now we switch over to multiplayer, just to give you guys a sample of everything. Can't remember, is this this is Dodgeball. And I think I'm actually just versing AI here, which was kind of nice, because they make a like, to try to, I got owned there, but to try to get into Gears multiplayer, if you're not a multiplayer fanatic, which I'm not, to really get into the series or into the multiplayer without getting owned and getting frustrated, and getting destroyed by all these veteran players every 2 seconds. It's nice that they had options like this where you could play against the computer. You can play against the computers that you set to whatever difficulty you want. There's casual, hardcore, insane, normal, whatever. You can set it to whatever you want, and then you play with people of probably similar skill level if they're picking that. You know, it's just nice way to ease into the multiplayer, because it does play differently. Multiplayer versus single player, there's a lot of differences. There's not like in the single player, there's a lot of environment interaction. There's the wind flares and stuff like that. I haven't seen so much of that in the multiplayer aspect of it. There are like triggered events that you can, like you flip a switch and a forge kicks online and just, you know, roasts everything inside this little square where a power weapon sits. But other than that, there's not really a lot of those types of things. And this is Gridlock, which has been in almost every Gears game, I think. And of course now it's looking a little bit more ragged. You can actually go back and see another video we did. We played Horde in Gears 3, and you can kind of compare and contrast between the two. I might actually just I'm thinking about making a video where we just compare and contrast all of them, just for the hell of it. But it was a lot of fun. Even though I'm terrible at the multiplayer aspect, it's still a lot of fun. Horde mode is fun. I've actually never played Horde online with just random people. I've always played it with friends and stuff like that, you know, a LAN party or something like that, which you can do. There's actually a specific setting, a specific menu option to go into a LAN game, which is great because that's not happening very often anymore. Which, I mean, there's games that's still included, but it's buried in a menu and you have to click through a dozen things to try to get to it, and that's just a pain in the ass to do. But this has a clear menu option, LAN only, private matches, that type of thing. So it was just fully set up for that kind of thing. There's split screen co-op. Couch co-op is something that's dying out, which bugs the living hell out of me. I mean, I like having the option of online co-op. I don't think that's a bad thing at all, but I also like having the option of, you know, having a second controller, having a buddy sit on the couch next to me and playing a game where we don't have to worry about, oh crap, connection dropped or something like that. We just destroy everything that comes in our way. I saw an article recently, like how they avoided the errors. I don't know why they said they avoided the errors of 343's Halo 4. I thought Halo 4 was great. Halo 5 was a disappointment to me. There was some good things about it, but it's definitely a weaker entry for me. It doesn't even have like that. It's not even like frustrating like Halo 2 was frustrating at the end because you thought you were finishing the fight, but you're not actually finishing the fight type of a thing. It ends that cliffhanger that everyone hates. But you had a great story leading up to that point, or at least a pretty darn good story leading up to that point. It was fun gameplay wise up to that point. So that was that's the difference between Halo 2 and Halo 5 in my mind, is that the story was nowhere near as strong. I didn't get most of it, and I've played through it several times now, unfortunately. The marketing and stuff for Halo 5 was just totally different than what the game we got, which is definitely frustrating. You market a game in one way and people expect this, and then they don't deliver on any of that. It's like being on YouTube and you make a thumbnail or you make a misleading title, and then you watch the entire video and that misleading title and thumbnail had nothing to do with the video you just watched. That's kind of what 343 did with Halo 5 in my mind. Gears 4 did everything really well in my mind. You had couch co-op, something not in Halo 5. That was one of everyone's biggest gripes. It looked beautiful, but you have a series that's known for its split screen co-op. That's what it's known for. That's one of its highlights. That's a selling point of the game. So Gears did that well. That the whole game is played. It's only 2-player split screen co-op, but that's fine. I think Gears 4 or Gears 3 was 4-player co-op, but that was how it was set up. This was much more of an intimate setting, more of a more like the first Gears of War game, where you have all these ruined buildings and stuff, but it was like a very lonely type of journey, instead of like Gears 2. It was how many enemies they could get on the screen, and they got a lot of enemies on the screen in Gears 2. I was just playing that again recently, and there's this point where you're going through, and I think you're oh gosh, what is that machine that you're on? Dizzy's rig, Betty. I failed to save one guy, but I got another one. But you get that guy, or you get up on the turn on that thing, and there's like 40 locusts in front of you crawling out of the ground, and you just are mowing them all down. That was what Gears 2 was about, but it wasn't that lonely type setting that was set up in the first Gears. And then Gears 3 was still, because you had so many, it was 4-player. I think throughout the whole, it was 4-player throughout the whole thing. It had to have been. But they aren't really splitting it. They didn't really split that up. But so Gears 4 goes back to the 2-player co-op, which is fine. It's split screen, it's online, it's local area network, it's whatever you want it to be. You can do split screen co-op in whatever form you have available to you. Any of the traditional forms you have available to you. Great job. The Coalition did a great job handling this franchise. The story is interesting. There's enough revealed that you're satisfied, I think, for the most part. There's some things I wish they would have went into more deeper detail on, but there's enough detail, enough answers that you're satisfied, but there's enough left out and enough new questions asked by what you go through in the game to really make a good case for another game, to set up a sequel, to set up this new franchise, or to set up the franchise again for another series. And it was really fun. Gameplay was actually different. Criticism I hear is, well, for my brother actually, is that the game does not change much. Well, they did do a lot. The wind flares add a huge difference to it, and there's various things like that that are really fun to do. I actually wrote an entire review on this game. If you want to check that out, I'll put the link down in the description. But I go into more detail a little bit on what I enjoyed about this game and what I didn't enjoy, and things I couldn't figure out, and without trying to spoil anything. Also, I would like to do a giveaway. So if you've watched this far, and you would like free code, I have got download codes for Gears 1 through 3 and Judgment. That I already have them digitally and physical copies of all those games, so I don't need any more. So I want to give away to you guys, to the fans. So if you want to leave a comment in the section below, either what your favorite Gears game is, or if you want to leave a comment about what you liked about Gears 4, or really if you just want to leave any Gears of War related comment down in the section below, I will be picking someone at random to get all those codes. You'll get the entire thing. I will send it to you in a private message, and that way, I don't know, just to get some audience interaction here. I would like also, like, anything we can do to improve our videos. If you enjoyed this video and you enjoy other videos, I encourage you to check out our channel. Check out our other videos. We've got some Gears of War videos. You can do comparisons because we had the beta gameplay. We got that recorded to see how it's changed from then till now. Oh, this was the thing I was talking about. There's a now you can't see it. To the left of my character there was this building that held like I think it's a boom shot or something. It's usually a power weapon. And if you flip a switch at another point in the map, you can actually just call down like a pillar of fire inside of that building and torch anybody in it. Oh, there's the building right there. I'll mark it on the map here. Or on the radar. It's right, well, I just ran by it, so never mind. So anyway, any comments, questions, videos you want to see us do, and all that would be helpful. And again, if you want to enter for download codes, they're all backwards compatible, so if you have an Xbox One, they will work on that. If you're still on your 360, they'll work on that just fine too. You just need the hard drive space. And you'll be able to play the entire series, multiplayer, single player, whatever, up until, you know, the entire 360 era of the games. So yeah, that'd be great. A little bit of something to give out to the fans, if we have any, or if you just like this one video, that's fine. That doesn't hurt my feelings at all. If you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button down below, share it with your friends, or if you see other videos on our channel. Most of our stuff is more from a comedy perspective. This was more of a I try to be a little bit more informative on this one, I guess, because this is a franchise that I hold near and dear to my heart. This is one of my favorite things. Oh, there's the switch to activate the little torch thing. I'm gonna try to torque bow somebody. I don't know why I do. Terrible at the torque bow. I love the torque bow, but I'm terrible using it. Oh, there I go. I pushed the button. There it goes. Didn't get anybody, but flushed them out. There we go. Got him. Yeah, they included, there's new weapons, new enemies. We didn't even see the new enemies. You don't even fight the swarm until I think the third act, which is kind of weird. Like, that was the main enemy that you're fighting here, but you don't fight them actually in the game until, or in the campaign until the third act. Up until then, you're fighting the DBs, which are like the COGS robotic soldiers. And there's a couple of variants to them, and they're I don't know, they're an interesting enemy. They're different for the Gears series for sure, though. That's kind of nice. They tried to do a lot of things different, and yet still hold to as much about the Gears franchise, like the core bits of it, as they could. So anyway, that was good. That's good on them. I'm looking forward to what they come up with for Gears 5. Looking forward to any DLC. I'm not a huge multiplayer guy, and even though I know that's what all the multiplayers or all the DLC is going to be, if there's more Horde maps, I'd be happy. I thoroughly enjoy Horde. That's just a great mode to play through. There's now so many enemies now that you're fighting against, because in the Horde mode you're fighting against DBs and the Swarm and all their variants and stuff like that, which is really fun to do. Oh, he just totally owned me. Look, my teammates were there though. So anyway, that's my intro video for Gears of War 4. We'll probably do some more here. Want to do a Horde mode capture of of this game, which would be it's fun. I don't like placing the fabricator though. I hate making that decision because I haven't learned what all the good points of the maps are yet. It's like such a daunting decision. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to drop a like down in the section below. Comment, share, all that would be appreciated. And be sure to enter for the Gears of War code giveaway. Thank you very much, guys. Hey everyone, thanks for watching that video. We really appreciate it, especially if you've watched it this far.
If you like any of our videos or want to see more, go ahead and click right over here. And if you could give us a like or a subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Thanks for watching.